Jai Hind everyone, I am Dr. Monica Agrawal, Assistant Professor, AKG Engineering College, Ghaziabad. My subject is Soft Skill 1, subject code KNC 101. The title of today's lecture is Listening, Active and Passive Listening. The content of today's lecture has, first of all, what is listening, then difference between hearing and listening, then what is the significance of listening, and then types of listening as active and passive. We know that in every human language there are 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading and writing. The moment a human child is born, it starts hearing and receiving certain sounds, but listening is quite different from that, but it is taken as the primary skill of communication, conscious communication, and it is also taken as an essential tool for managing things. It is also taken as a skill of a good leader. So, in personal life as well as professional life, listening plays an important role, and professionals spend their precious time in purposeful listening, then only they are able to perform better. So, we must understand what is listening. Listening is a process of receiving, interpreting and reacting to the oral message. The oral messages which are encoded in the sound symbols. So, here we find that the oral messages which are encoded in sound symbols. Okay. So, this is receiving, interpreting and reacting or responding to oral messages. This is listening. So, it is the ability to understand. First of all, the receiver of that oral message has to decode the message or understand the message, and then he or she has to respond effectively to the oral communication. So, for this, listening requires conscious efforts of interpreting the sounds, then understanding the meaning of the sounds, and then giving a reaction. We must call it response here, because in communication process, whatever reaction is made after decoding the message, whether in oral form or written form, that is called a response. That response goes back to the sender. So, no communication process is complete without listening. Okay. That is the oral communication process. As we have already learned that there are various types of communication. Oral communication, that is done in the form of sound symbols. The message contains the sound signals which have some meaning. So, no communication process is complete without listening, because that is the stage of decoding and interpreting the meaning by the listener. So, as is written here, that listening is an art. It is not an easy task, though it is an input skill, but it is a skill. So, to be a good speaker, we should be a better listener first. We listen to things first in a meaningful way, then only we are able to speak or express it when turn comes. So, listening is a receptive skill. It is a skill of receiving the signals or the symbols or the meanings skillfully. Okay. So, effective listening is an art of communication, but the irony is that this art of communication is often taken for granted, and it is often ignored, or it is the most ignored aspect of communication. But the fact is that effective listening is an art, and it helps the communicator a lot in other dimensions of communication like speaking, reading and writing as well. So, practicing the art of listening is important, and that starts with ear training. Ear training means, first of all, we should train our ears to recognize the sound symbols and understand the meaning of those symbols in a right way. Then only in turn we will be producing them rightly. So, it is an art and it can be improved with practice, and the initial stage of listening is ear training, and this ear training is related to the physical act of hearing. So, first of all, we must understand that what is that which makes the difference, what is that which makes listening an effective listening. This is an established fact that human beings can speak at the rate of 125 to 150 words per minute, that is an average rate of speech, whereas human brain can process 500 to 700 words per minute. Okay. This range of processing words is higher, quite higher than the space or the speed of speaking. So, one person is giving the output in the form of words and the other person is receiving the words, but the capacity of the receiver is much higher than the capacity of the sender or the speaker. It means that we use just 25% of our brain power, okay, while receiving some sound signals, and 75% is still left unutilized while we try to understand the other person's words, speech. So, this is the area which is to be explored, which is to be activated to be a better person, to understand, to be a better interpreter. Then only we will be able to make use of that information in a better way. Still, in the name of listening, what people do is mostly hearing. So, hearing comprises of the major part of our attempt at listening, but it is not actually listening. So, then where lies the difference? We have to see. Hearing is a physical act. We have to understand it well first, that hearing is a physical act, means we use our sense of hearing, our ears, to receive some sound signal, and hearing means falling of some sounds involuntarily into our eardrum. Okay. If some sound takes place in our surroundings, if some sound exists in our surroundings, it is bound to fall into our eardrums, and our eardrums, if they are working, if they are healthy, those eardrums receive the signals, and that is only just the physical act of just getting the sound signals without making it a subject to our attention. A subject of our attention it does not become, then it remains hearing. For example, any sound which exists, sound of fan in the summer season or some other sound existing in the background, until these sounds do not catch, until these sounds catch our conscious attention, it remains hearing. Okay. So, we quite often merely hear the words someone else speaks, quite often we just hear, okay. They are just vibrations in the atmosphere, we do not pay attention. Until we pay attention to those words, it remains hearing. So, for turning our hearing into listening, we have to make conscious efforts. So, the further step after listening, after hearing, is listening. So, listening is the further step which occurs only after the receiving of some sound signals. Okay. We receive some sound signals, those signals fall into our eardrums, and when we pay attention to the signals and try to infer the meaning or try to decipher the implied meaning in those signals, whatever we receive, on the basis of what we already know. We try to interpret it on the basis of our previous understanding, previous knowledge, or previous related information, related to that information, related to the present sound. Okay, that becomes the listening, that starts the stage of listening. So, listening is a conscious, active and systematically done processing. So, it is a conscious act, it is an active, you can say, process, and it is a systematical process. Okay. Whatever sound we receive, we consciously receive that, try to interpret it, and then we willingly try to understand it, and then we make a logical and systematic processing in our brain, in our self. That becomes listening. Okay. So, each new receiving of some sound signal finds some connection with the related knowledge which already exists within ourselves, within our understanding. So, the attempt, the conscious effort, the cognitive effort to interpret those newly received sound signals is the starting of listening. Okay. So, listening is not automatic, it is not spontaneous. Hearing is a spontaneous act. Okay. Since it is a capacity of our sense of hearing, so any sound which exists in atmosphere bound to fall into our eardrums, but listening is not an automatic or some spontaneous act. It is not an act which is done automatically, it is an act which is done consciously. And after a consciousness for better listening, it requires practice. So, listening is an art which can be excelled in through practice. It demands attention, conscious involvement, as well as it involves intention to understand better. When we do pass on through these stages, the rewards are immediate. If a person truly listens to someone, if a person truly tries to understand what he listens, then the rewards are immediate. So, listening is a very you can say rewarding skill, and its rewards are numerous, its rewards are very vast. Listening becomes a very you can say lucrative type of effort for a professional. So, to understand listening further, we must understand the types of listening. There are various types of listening, but we are basically concerned with two types of listening, that is the basic division of listening, that is the basic categorization, active listening and passive listening. So, we will understand what is the difference between the two. These are the two types of listening, and this small picture shows that passive listening means listening to hear only. Okay. As we have discussed earlier, I have told you that hearing is a physical act. If we listen to hear only, just to receive the sound signals consciously, and we remain at that stage only, that is passive listening. But when we listen to understand, means when we receive the signals and then we try to make it a part of our understanding, that conscious deliberate effort associated with hearing makes it listening. So, to understand it better, we must have a look at the difference between listening types, passive listening and active listening. Okay. Passive listening remains a one-way process. Okay. Since the speaker is continuously speaking, as a sender, he is continuously sending the oral messages, but the receiver on the other hand is passively just receiving those signals, and the further stage of responding to those signals is not done. It remains a one-way process, one-way act, continuous act. Okay. But active listening is a two-way process. As I have said, that communication in itself is a two-way process, is a reciprocal process. So, active listening completes the process of communication and maintains the reciprocity of communication, because the receiver and the listener is equally active to receive those signals and consciously trying to decode those signals simultaneously. Second thing is, the listening which is passive remains without any purpose, because listening without a definite purpose becomes passive listening. You are sitting somewhere, you are receiving the sound signals, and you are just you can say just conscious of just receiving those signals, but you are not clear what is the purpose of being there, to be a listener. Then it remains a passive listening. On the other hand, active listening has a definite purpose. The listener knows what is the reason behind him sitting there, okay, and he or she has the genuine interest in being an audience to receive the messages in the sound form. Active listening is done with genuine interest. Another point of difference is that passive listening is an inattentive act. The listener is receiving all the sounds but not paying attention to whatever is being received by him, whatever is being is falling into his or her eardrums. On the other hand, active listening is an attentive act. The listener remains alert and attentive throughout the conversation or throughout the that particular point of communication. Since there is no purpose, there is no attention, then there is no comprehension in passive listening. There is no comprehension. The listener receives all the sounds but doesn't comprehend, doesn't understand, and doesn't evaluate it, doesn't interpret it. Okay, then it becomes an incomprehensible listening, that is passive listening. On the other hand, active listening is done with comprehension. Since it has a definite purpose, since there is genuine interest of the listener, it is an attentive act, then there is comprehension. The listener makes conscious efforts at the maximum comprehension of whatever he has received as sound symbols. Okay. Because of these things, there is no response in passive listening, because response comes only after proper comprehension. Since the listener is passively just receiving the sound symbols, there is no response, neither oral nor verbal. Neither some sound is produced nor some body symbol is shown, body language is shown. The listener remains passive. On the other hand, the active listener makes timely responses. The active listener, since is involved in the process of communication, attentive and comprehending, then it is natural that he is inclined to make timely responses, and these responses may be verbal or non-verbal. Verbal responses are like saying yes, like that. Non-verbal responses are related to just nodding of the head, showing some expression in the eyes, smiling, and the timely body language that encourages the speaker. On the other hand, passive listener discourages the speaker, because if the speaker finds that the listener is not paying attention, is not comprehending something, not showing any responses, then it discourages the speaker from further communication. His enthusiasm for communication becomes less. It discourages. On the other hand, active listener encourages the speaker. The speaker becomes motivated to communicate in a better way, to communicate further, and to remain in the good terms of communication. So, because of these shortcomings in passive listening is not desirable in professional context. A professional should not indulge in passive listening. It is not desirable in any situation in a profession. But on the other hand, active listening is helpful, active listening is meaningful, purposeful. Listener becomes a desirable partner in the professional context. Listener becomes a desirable partner in that very act of communication, that very process of communication. So, this active listening is desirable. It is what a professional should practice to be a successful professional. So, advantages of effective listening are quite many. Okay. This is very well said that God gives us 2 ears but only 1 mouth. Why? Because listening is twice as hard as talking, means it is slightly easier to talk, slightly easier to speak, but it is twice as hard as talking. Listening is harder in comparison to speaking, because listening is a purposeful, meaningful act, and it is considered the most difficult skill to learn, but the most important art to possess, to be popular, to be successful. Every person wants to be popular, to be welcomed by people, to be honored by people, and every person wants to be successful. Okay, then in this situation we should understand the value of effective listening. But no one is born effective listener. But however, by putting little efforts, by consistent practice at listening, effective listening, one can make life better, much more productive, much more successful. If one is a good listener, it will enable that one to win both the battles, both the fronts, personal fronts and professional. It means at the personal level, personal situation, and as well as in the professional situation. In both the situation, listening helps a person to be popular and to be more successful. What are the advantages in profession? See, while pursuing our profession, a person has to understand the people around him, okay, and around him are the seniors, are the colleagues, are the juniors, and also the customers. Okay. So, listening effectively helps a professional to understand the expectations of his higher officials. A professional has to understand the orders, understand the intentions of his higher officials, his seniors, to perform better. So, effective listening helps him not only to understand the verbal meaning, but also to read the non-verbal clues in face-to-face communication. Since listening is done at in both the ways, face-to-face communication as well as telecommunication. So, in face-to-face communication, the non-verbal clues in the form of body language, as we already know, the facial expression and the gesture, posture, everything, as well as the paralinguistic features like tone, the speed, the stress, emphasis, etc. The speaker tries to convey the meaning. So, it is the role of the listener, effective listener, to read and understand the implied meaning through the non-verbal clues, through the body language and through the paralinguistic aspect of speech. So, listening sufficiently also helps to understand the needs of the clients. If you are talking to your clients, your customers, then if you are listening to them effectively, sufficiently, then only you will be able to cater their needs. Otherwise, you will miss one thing or the other, and that will leave your customer in dissatisfaction. Next thing is that in a professional platform, effective listening helps a person in resolving issues, in resolving conflicts, some difference of opinion, or in finding out the solution to some problem with the help of his co-workers and teammates. It is necessary for a professional to work as a member of a team. It is necessary to have the cooperation of other people, to work together, sometime as a team member, sometime as a you can say team leader also. So, in both the situations, the effective listener can perform better with the help of his colleagues and co-workers or teammates, or with the help of his subordinates. So, good listening skills add on to the ease of working in a team based environment, because through listening you connect with the people around you. You pay attention to their expressed meanings as well as their intentions with the help of their reading their body language. So, that helps you to understand people better, to cooperate with him better, and then perform better. So, good listening skills help to you can say make the environment, work environment easy. So, it helps in the ease of working in a team based environment. Now, coming to the advantages on personal front. Personal front, a good listener can establish good rapport with his colleagues, with his friends, with his family members, with his relatives, because through effective listening, through you can say patient listening, you are showing your support to your people. So, it helps in showing support to people, and people love to be connected with those people who are eager, who are patient to listen to them. So, a good listener in a personal front could answer his people more effectively, he can respond more meaningfully, as he understands not only the spoken words but also the intentions and the expectations of his people. So, on personal front also, effective listening helps a person a lot to live meaningfully. This is a small look at the model of critical listening, or you can say effective listening. This is called the SIRE model of critical listening. This is given by Raymond S. Ross in his book Speech Communication Fundamentals and Practice. He has shown this pyramid, and that is to show the process of effective listening. It can be critical listening. Critical means trying to understand it well, trying to establish it well. Okay. It starts at this basic level of sensing. This is the first stage of sensing. Okay. Sensing means hearing the sound or the oral messages. Sensing is falling of those sound symbols into your eardrum. That is the physical state, and that stage is quite wide. Okay. You receive all the sound symbols at the physical stage. Then after sensing becomes interpreting. Interpreting is the further stage, that is the stage of recognizing and understanding message. Means the person tries to recognize those the implied meaning of that message with the help of his previous understanding. So, the listener recognizes and understands, decodes the message. Then comes the stage of evaluating. Evaluating means trying to place the received message properly, that is assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the message. Strength and weaknesses means the value of that message, the usefulness, the utility of that message. Okay, that is the stage of evaluating. The new information comes, and the person first of all deciphers the meaning, tries to recognize the meaning, understand the meaning, and then evaluate it, find the utility of that message. And then comes the last stage. This last stage is responding, making a response, means assigning value, means putting that message at the right place, and that responding may be expressed response in the verbal and non-verbal form. It may be some inner response, means the person is being familiar and assimilating that new information within self. Okay, that is assigning the value to that new message, that is responding. So, responding may be external response, the expressed response which is shown either through words in the verbal form or non-verbal form, like nodding of head, smiling, etc., clapping, etc., and it may be some inner response, that person settles that new information at the right place in the whole amalgamation, whole amalgam of his understanding, that is assimilation. So, that is the stage of assimilating the new information with the previous information, and there this information becomes the part of the understanding of the person. So, this is the model, and this is in the form of a pyramid, means the final stage of responding is quite concised. Okay. Out of the whole body of the message, the meaning is inferred, the evaluation is done, and then responding. That is the concise form of the received information which goes into the understanding of the receiver or the listener. Now, at the end, what are the techniques for effective listening? That we all want to become an effective listener, we should become effective listener, we should follow this SIRE model. SIRE was the model of sensing, interpreting, evaluating and responding stages. So, for that what should we do? There are some suggestions. First, that we should listen with an open mind. Okay. We should not make a pre-notion, or we should not prejudge neither the speaker nor the message. We should listen to every new speaker or every new information with an open mind, in a way to receive something new, to learn something new. Okay. For that, if we are giving an audience to the people, as a listener, we should sit alert, we should look at the speaker with a view to establish our interest. We should show our interest and we should show our genuine inclination towards the speaker as well as towards the information which the speaker is going to deliver. Next suggestion is that we should employ critical thinking. Critical thinking means we should not accept the information from its face value. Okay. We should try to evaluate it. We should follow that critical thinking stage of evaluation. We should employ our reasoning faculty and keep judging and verifying whatever new information we are receiving. That is critical thinking. Then we should not indulge in talking, or we should not indulge in other work activities like chatting on WhatsApp and receiving messages, sending messages, smiling. We should focus on the message and we should look at the speaker. Okay. Because while looking at the speaker, we will be able to observe the non-verbal clues of the speaker, the body language also, and we will be able to catch the paralinguistic nuances of speech also. Okay, that where he became hesitant, like that. So, it is possible to understand the meaning in totality, and we will be able to know the underlying meaning also. We will be able to understand the thing better. Okay. Next is we should not interrupt in between, and whatever doubt we have, we should clarify at the end of the speech. Okay. It is also important that we should not jump prematurely to finally evaluate. Okay. We should keep the final evaluation, that is the last part of responding, suspended till end. We should listen to the talk till end, and then we should frame the you can say opinion. We should not prejudge the message and jump onto the message very quickly. First of all, we should listen to the speech till end, then frame some opinion. Okay. And we should ask relevant question. These questions should be asked to our own self. Okay. We should question the facts which we have received, and then we should try to keep on the right track of thought. Okay, we should maintain the track of thought as is delivered by the speaker, and at the end, in a professional setting, to be in a position to use the newly received information, we can take down the notes and make paragraphs for future use. So, summing up, active listening gives positive results in personal as well as professional front. It helps in acquiring useful information. It also encourages the speaker to improve communication, and effective listener earns respect and attention of people everywhere. That's it. Thank you.